Alright folks, welcome to another beer review, and today we're going over to Buxton Brewery and we're having a look at a can of their mugshot, which is a coffee porter clocking in at 5.2% ABV with coffee from Buxton Coffee Roasters, and it looks like the coffee is from Brazil. So guaranteed to put a smile on any face, this rich, robust coffee-infused porter is our nod to the Peak District's enigmatic face-shaped rock formation, the Winking Man, made in collaboration with our good friends at Buxton Coffee Roasters. Does it specify which sort of coffee they've used? I'm not too sure, but really like the artwork on this one. And yeah, I'm a big fan of Buxton. They're sort of like one of these like understated yet really important breweries for me. I mean, some of they did some stuff with like Omnipollo. I mean, yeah, Yellow Belly with Omnipollo. And just genuinely a really solid brewer. And if you've got a Tesco's nearby, some actual high quality beers from them. And yeah, I've got a lot of time for Buxton. I really do. I need to make a Buxton purchase, get some merch as well. And yeah, I know they're one of those like really highly regarded and respected breweries, but to me still underrated and not as appreciated as they should be. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, I love a good coffee beer, whether it be a coffee porter, stout, sour, or even an IPA, lager. I think, obviously, you have an idea of what coffee smells and tastes like, but the raw ingredient before it's roasted and after it's roasted, you can get so much from it, can't you really? I'm no expert by any stretch. I like to have proper coffee, and I'll buy, you know, like coffee beans from independent roasters when I can, but I'm not going to tell you like the difference between like a Brazilian coffee or like a coffee from Costa Rica. I don't know if Costa Rica's famous for its coffee beans. I just know when I have a good coffee, it's one of the most enriching drinking experiences that you can have. And I think that marriage of coffee with beer, it just works beautifully well for me. And even the most boring of coffee beers are still really satisfying. Anyway, beer in the glass then, and to me that is pretty much, that looks like jet black to me actually. It looks like you've put some cold brewed coffee in a glass. No head at all, dissipated really quickly, but it's got, you know, like the head that you'd expect from a coffee. So it's coffee. A style that I've got a hell of a lot of time for, and I need to do another series just like showcasing coffee beers. Because what I like about brewers who collaborate with coffee roasters and cafes and you know, whoever, they actually give them a shout out. Not gonna lie, it's a little bit disappointing that they've not specified which coffee they've used. Maybe I've just missed it, or there's probably a bit more of an in-depth breakdown on Untappd or even on Buxton's website or a Buxton Coffee. I actually initially thought that they were like Buxton Coffee was an arm of the Buxton family, just because the text, the font, the typeface is really similar to me, but I don't think they are. But yeah, anyway, coffee beers. If you've been subscribed to the channel and you've not stopped watching because I stopped putting any care and attention into the channel, you'll know that I love coffee beers. I love coffee, I love beer, I love coffee beers. And he said the same thing about 10 times and he's not even smelled the coffee. Wake up and smell the coffee, so let's do that. Cheers everyone. Do you really cheers before a sniff? It depends what sort of sniff you're talking about really, don't you? But then again, if you're in a men's lavatory in a dive pub, locked yourself in a cubicle with a mate with a 10 bag and you cheers before you take a coin. That's up to you. Maybe there's some camaraderie, gentlemen. I wouldn't know what that's like, by the way. Anyway, looks good. Let's give it a sniff. Yeah, it's got that like coffee chocolatey sort of aroma to it. There's that earthiness that you get with coffees, roastiness. I get like very subtle hedgerow fruit character. Very, very subtle sweet smokiness. It's just unmistakably coffee, and I think we're off to a really good start. Looks like a coffee beer, smells like a coffee beer, and let's see how that tastes. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, that just, it gets the job done. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it warms your shackles. I mean, not that we need that. We're on the 3rd or 4th of June now. Although I've had a real spat of awful autumnal weather. But you know what? I've never subscribed to that. Oh, it's this time of year, I'm going to primarily drink this. I'm going to drink good beer, no matter what the style, no matter what the season. And that sounds like a really shit, humble brag. But I don't mean that in that way. But yeah, it's pure coffee, this. The coffee blends wonderfully well with the porter. It's a really nice medium bodied porter. So let me just shake my chips. I'm having a bit of a sausage casserole with chips. I've been really getting into my batch cooking recently. Trying to avoid those processed foods as much as I can. Trying to keep food costs down, but that's impossible as the cost of food rises at an exponential level. But then they say inflation's going down. It's like I don't really get that logic. Maybe it just plays into supermarket greed. The very underappreciated Dale Winton offshoot of it. That's a terrible joke. We'll stop it now. Dale Winton, supermarket sweep. What a program that was. I don't like it when broadcasters like bring back a series when that original host wasn't, obviously Dale Winton's passed away. So why would you have, it wasn't Paddy McGuinness or someone like that, host of Supermarket Sweep, or one of those, although I like Paddy McGuinness, I'm not going to lump him into those generic, oh, you're just going to host game shows now, celebrities, and have really shit documentaries where we see you and your relative travel the world. It's like, you're a gobshite. Do you know what I mean? You're famous because you've got a famous mum and dad. Let's be honest. 9 times out of 10. Where was I going with that? I really don't know. But yeah, Dale Winton. Yeah, bringing back these series from the past. It's like, could you imagine them bringing Krypton Factor back? With, I never remember what his name is, but he also spent the last of his career hosting Northwest Tonight. Back when regional news was actually, turned on the extract fan. How do I turn that off? There we go. What's his name? Who hosted Krypton Factor? And it'd be like, because I think they've brought back Crystal Maze, but without what's his face who created Rocky Horror Picture Show. I proper sound like a reform voter trying to prove a point. Anyway, if you vote to reform, that's up to you. It's democracy, isn't it? Really, I'm not going to throw shade on people who voted for any political party, but it is what it is. Because I've got so many fucking splinters in my arse. Anyway, and that's not related to politics. Just like sitting on people's fences in the early hours, especially if they've left the curtains or blinds open a little bit so I can peek in. Anyway, I digress. There's a little bit of chocolatiness there. Definitely a lot of earthiness. There's like some, like I said, slight hedgerow fruit flavours coming through. Doesn't finish too bitter. To me, that's just the right amount of bitterness. Although, ideally, I like a really abrasive sort of character when it comes to coffee stouts. But this, it's not like just it's perfectly palatable. It's a very good and well brewed coffee. They've used the perfect coffee for the beer. What coffee that is, not too privy to. Even if I knew what it is, I wouldn't be able to say, oh yeah, I'm quite fond of this Peruvian whatever. I just like coffee beers, and this is a really good, satisfying coffee beer. I've not had a coffee beer for such a long time. And you know what? A brewery like Buxton will always brew these beers wonderfully, wonderfully well. I don't know if coffee stouts and porters are popular. A lot of breweries brew them, but you never like really hear too much like fanfare for the style in general. Do you know what I mean? But to me, that is just, it's banging. I love it. I absolutely love it. And it's Buxton, once again, brewing a phenomenal beer. Now, am I standing here telling you that that's the greatest coffee porter you will have in your life? No, because that would be disingenuous and that would be lying. But is it a very high quality brewed beer and tasty and just what you want with a coffee beer at that ABV? Hell yes, it really, really is. And you know, you've got to give credit to the coffee roasters as well. Buxton Coffee, definitely a company I'll be looking into, because I do like seeing like places like that selling merch, like, you know, when restaurants do their own merch. I'm really behind that. And I keep saying this, I've not really made like an artisanal coffee order for a long time, probably since lockdown, to be honest. I just pick up coffee when I'm out and about. But yeah, if you like coffee, you're gonna really enjoy this. Really well brewed. I've not really described any flavours at all. What I'm going to tell you is it's great and you should give it a try. I'm not sure if it's still available on House Trembler Madness, where I purchased it from, maybe. But if you do see this, then yeah, give it a try if you like your coffee beers. The quality of the coffee they've used shines through. It really, really does. You get a bit of vanilla in there. It's a little bit sweet. It's got like a slight bourbon chocolate sweetness. I know that's not sweet because it's dark chocolate, but there's still a bit of sweetness in it, isn't it? Because like bourbon is like entry level dark chocolate. But you still get that like nice dark chocolate bitterness as well, nice earthiness, minerality coming through in the coffee. There's some slight sweetness and slight fruity notes. Can I decipher what those fruity notes are? No, because I'm an idiot. And yeah, anyway, I've said it about 10 times now. It's just a really, really nice coffee porter, and you should give it a try. So links as always in the description to both Buxton and, on this occasion, Buxton Coffee Roasters. Definitely worth checking them out. I know I certainly will. And yeah, I've got a few Buxton beers on the channel. And yeah, just a brewery who I wholeheartedly appreciate and would say is up there in my top 10. Yeah, I love them. I absolutely love them, and I need to go to the tap room. Anyway, cheers for watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, and I shall see y'all later. Don't say see y'all. Bye.